in front of the camera.
And Maggie behind.
Okay, and these are our Tiny World of Cool Cats mini boxes.
Ooh.
So these ones are rectangular and square flat ones that open up like, because my nails aren't good enough, like that. So you've got a little squarey one. So as Maggie said, it's about the size of a sugar cube. And then we've got a long one. Which opens up again. Okay, which is sort of same shape as certain chocolates that you eat after 8 o'clock.
Which are getting smaller and smaller, I hasten to add.
Which are fit in this little box. There you go. so you get 2 sizes of the rectangular ones and then a square one. Okay, so these are aluminium boxes.
And what sort of scale, Kay?
So these ones, the scale here, which will be that, would be 1 in 20, 24. That'd be about a 1 in 12. And that's probably somewhere in between. So it's either a big box for the smaller scale or a smaller box for a bigger scale. Okay, so that's what those are there. So I shall put one together. So I've cut one through. And if I move those across, so I'm not quite sure whether you can see, I've cut some out here. So I'm not quite sure if you can see.
If you angle that, yeah, you can see the score lines.
Okay, so it comes with score lines on that one. And then on this one as well. Can you see the score lines on there? But probably not so easy.
Yeah, you can see them.
Just about. Okay, you've got score lines on there. Now, I've cut this one out of white card, so you can see the score lines, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so the disadvantage is it's quite a thick card and it tends to split. So I probably wouldn't recommend it too good. So just be careful of what card you use. So this is quite too thick for this die, I think. So you need I would say 160-ish.
Yeah.
Maybe 220 would be maximum. I think this is basil, which is 220, isn't it, basil? Yeah. So that's about 220 would be the maximum, which is quite a nice weight. Okay. So and then what you do then is just bend in all the little foldy bits.
So you're stretching the fibres as you bend
so I'm just bending it across. So.
You know who'll love making these, don't you?
Who's that?
Oh, Karen.
Oh, well, she likes doing these things, doesn't she?
Yes. Yeah.
So just bend those over. So just take your time doing it. I'm going to just square them up using and burnish them properly in a minute. But all I want to do is do the initial fold. So because it's quite fiddly, I just tend to go in and then I can turn it over and do the other side. So you want to make sure those are as straight as possible. Just bend that one over. Let's give it a squidge. Okay, and this piece here is your lid. So you don't glue this piece in unless you want to. So get that one there because it's got the rounded corners on there. So it just fits in like that. Okay, so once I've done that, then I'll go around and make sure it's all nice and
burnished.
Oh. So it's nice sharp. So you've got nice sharp edges.
Pleased to hear that. What are you burnishing it with, Kay?
I'm using our multi-purpose tool. So I'm a Teflon tool. So it won't make the paper shiny. It gives a nice, good finish. So I'm just doing the middle ones. So it gives you a nice square box then. So I'll just put the inner flaps of the lid. And these pieces here are going to be part of where you glue. So I'll just put them across and give them a good squidge down. And squidge down. Okay, so obviously the more you do these, the quicker you get. But they're fantastic. They'll be fantastic for our new Christmas box. Oh. And then do the side ones, which I had forgot to do.
Would also be good for 3D card making, easel cards and things like that.
Oh, that'd be lovely, yeah.
Think about a tree and then your presents in front.
Yeah. Then it's not just Christmas, it's all year.
Birthdays, yes.
Okay, so what I tend to do then is I've got my little flaps here. Okay. Can you see these okay?
Yeah.
And there. And I'll just open them up like that so they're about 90 degrees to each other. Okay, then I'm going to put a little piece of glue, bit of glue there, and I'm going to stick this side on first. So you might find an easier way of doing it, but this is how I've found it as easy to do.
You know what this reminds me of? At school, the only time I enjoyed maths was when you were allowed to make 3D shapes.
Oh, right.
And you had to, draw the triangles or the boxes or whatever.
Right, so, and you put it back onto itself like that, and you just make sure that these are lined up square. So you push that down so it's square, and then use your pencil tool, which is quite a good one to do this. And just squidge that so it is nice and square. Just give that a squidge until it's stuck. And the same on the other side, and I'm going to turn this around in a sec.
Right, we can see what you're doing.
Okay, but I'll show you how. You just need to square it up. Okay, so you should have it fairly square.
Yep.
On there and there, and then that side's not quite stuck down. So that bit of squidge. Okay, so you need to just a fairly quick glue if you can. Okay, squarer you can get it, the better your box is going to be. Then just lift this bit up and then put a bit of glue on those flaps again. Oops. I'm going to face me, sorry, and I'll show you what I've done.
Yeah, we can see.
Okay. Spread out a bit. And because it's a Teflon tool, I can wipe it off.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to put it flat on my work area, and then squidge it in.
So you fold it over onto itself,
yeah,
don't you? Which gives you a nice
yeah.
straighter finish, doesn't it?
So you like that, and then just squidge it in. You can probably do it in your fingers like that.
Yeah.
And again on that one.
Come forward a smidge.
There we go.
Perfect.
Right, so I'm just going to lay it flat and just squidge. So lift that up. So, right, can you see what I'm doing?
Yeah, just move your finger that's on top of the box away a bit. That's it. Perfect.
Right.
Yeah, we can see.
I'm just squidging that in. Okay, whoops. So, okay, what would actually have done is used a bit of tape because that would have been quite quicker, but not as strong. Right, there we go. That should hold, and then you can put your lid in. Like that.
Brilliant.
What we should do. Fucking more fingers and thumbs today. There we go.
That's it.
There we go.
A little tacks in.
Okay, and that's all ready for chocolate, obviously.
Yum,
Okay,
yum.
and that one. So do exactly the same with this one. So
is this the sugar cube shape
this is
box?
sugar cube one. Yep. So just bend everything in and give it a squidge. And this card is slightly thinner, so it's probably a little bit easier to work with.
You could use some of the really nice decorative papers.
Oh yeah, you can do. Because I've obviously used a little bit of graphic 45 for that one. But you can put your tiny bits of graphic 45 you've got left over, or any other pattern ones, and make perfect little boxes. And lovely
Absolutely
decorated ones.
perfect.
Yeah, for wrapped up Christmas presents and tiny bit of ribbon on there. So you can make them as fancy or as plain as you want. But
You could actually get a little tiny pair of stud earrings in that box.
I was going to say, you could have, you could have little tiny little gifts in there.
Yeah. Or a nice big diamond.
Well, that's your shopping.
Yeah.
It's not quite big enough for your last row, though. Then.
No. Nobody gets the last row.
Although with shrinkation, it might be soon.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've squidged everything in there, so I'm just going to go around and just sharpen up all the edges. So you've got a nice crisp box. There we go. So everything else is crisp. So what you need to do then is just all you're gluing is this flap here.
Yep.
So best way, easy way of doing that is to fold it across and just glue it down there, and that's the quickest way of doing this one. So it's a lot simpler than the previous one.
And you know it's going to be straight as well.
Yeah. Okay, so that's probably a little bit too much glue, but we'll live with that. So you get that nice. So you want that nice straight across there, and so make sure it's even along here as well. Okay, good squidgies, which is obviously a technical term. then that is your box basically. So then you can just fold in. You can glue this if you wanted to, but you don't need to. So that's your base, and then it's your top. And then you could actually use this as a jack-in-the-box.
I was just going to say that a biro spring.
Yeah.
And a little thing stuck on
Yeah,
top.
you can have
Jack
that
in
as
the box.
yeah, for a toy shop, that'd be fab. In the toy shop, it'd be fab.
Cat in a box.
Yeah, or a Christmas present. Anyway, so that is your square and rectangular flat boxes. Okay.
Brilliant.
Thank you for
Thank
watching.
you very much.
Bye.